Well, lawmakers in California haven't gotten around to fixing the state's infrastructure, its housing crisis, its homelessness, its vanishing middle class. But they are at the forefront of another fight, rewriting grammar. Last week, the chair of the state Senate Judiciary Committee announced that only gender-neutral pronouns would be permitted on her, or rather, their committee.
So that we are using what my grammar teacher would have had a heart attack over. We are using the phrase they. My grammar teacher's long gone, and I won't be hearing from her. And if any of you... From them, exactly. From they.
Jason Nichols is a professor of African American Studies at the University of Maryland and a frequent guest on this show. They join us now. I assume you is still allowed, so it's good to see you. I'm really struck, this is a function of human nature, but the left is especially susceptible to it, that any dumb trend that comes along is accepted immediately and mindlessly by people who should know
like MAGA hats?
But no, MAGA hats have a very specific, you may disagree with them, but like they're calling for the election of a specific person. But like all the dumb people decided one day like pronouns are bad, and then we just sort of go along with it. Why?
Again, Tucker, I don't think that what they're saying is pronouns are bad. They're saying that you should be referred to the way that you choose to be referred to. So someone who is a man who identifies as a man, yes, we can call that person he. Someone who identifies as a woman, that person can be she. But a person who is gender non-binary, they can be they or shim or sheer or whatever pronoun they choose.
So in general, I kind of agree. I call people whatever they want to be called. You get married, you change your name, I'll call you by that name.
Exactly.
Whatever. I think that's your right. And out of respect, I go along with it. That's not what they're saying. They're saying that you're not allowed to use gendered pronouns. That's very different.
Yeah, and I actually find that problematic. I believe that people should have the opportunity to choose what they want to be called. I mean, that's the way, you know.
But there's a problem here. This is California. So you've got more than 10 million people in California speak Spanish at home.
Right.
Spanish is a gendered language.
Absolutely.
That means it is structurally transphobic. Will they allow Spanish to be spoken, again, a gendered language, in the committee room?
Well, there are people, at least in the United States, who are, there's Latino, Latina, and Latinx, so they're trying to make it a little more gender neutral.
But that's in English. I mean, that's how English speakers describe it. But there's no effort to impose these ludicrous rules on Spanish. And by the way, why not call California Californix? I mean, if we're really kind of remaining consistent here.
Yeah, well, I think California is the name of a place, and California can't choose how it wants to identify.
They're not letting us choose. In other words, does it strike you, again, I think we agree that if you say, I'd really like you to call me this, out of politeness and decency, which I sincerely believe in, I will, okay?
Right.
But they're forcing people to say something stupid. Shouldn't that be the point where the rest of us say, I'm not playing along?
Well, see, the problem is that you're calling that stupid. I don't think it's stupid to say. I mean, there were people many years ago who said his name was Cassius Clay. We're not going to call him Muhammad Ali. That's stupid. And to me, it's like, no, whatever you want to be called, whatever you choose.
I'm for calling Cassius Clay Muhammad Ali because he wants to be called that.
He's not.
No
Cassius
problem.
Clay.
I agree.
Muhammad Ali.
No problem. This is a command that requires people to refer to others who have not asked to be called this by a plural pronoun when it's a singular person.
Right.
It's grammatically incorrect, it's awkward, it's dumb, it doesn't serve the interests of anybody, and it applies to all of us, but everyone's too afraid to call it what it is, which is insane.
First of all, language is living and breathing. It changes, it shifts. If you listen to how people talked in the 1920s, they don't talk they don't speak English the same way they speak English today. So, I mean...
But isn't that an organic process? That's not because some terrified little bureaucrat decrees that you must say this on pain of punishment.
Hey, we're in agreement about decreeing that you have to speak one way or use a particular pronoun for everyone. I don't like mandating speech.
Right, exactly. So we're in agreement. So then let's just very quickly assess the response. Why we both agree with this. Why don't both of us next time we hear this say, you know what? No, I'm not playing along with your fantasy. Like, leave me alone, please.
Well, no, I mean,
Are we afraid to do that? I think we're afraid to do that.
No, I'm not afraid. If I were there, I would say, well, I prefer he. But, you know, I will call someone who wants to be called they, shim, sheer, whatever pronoun you choose.
Sheer?
Yeah, that's another one.
Okay.
But not quite as popular. But if you want to, if you want to be called something.
Yeah, I agree. Look, I agree.
You know?
I just don't think that we ought to be coercive, but they always get coercive, don't they?
Yeah, and I think that is problematic.
Yeah, okay. The fire of freedom burns brightly in your heart, and I appreciate that. Professor, great to see you.
Thanks, Tucker. Always fun.